Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Billy. This is Billy Ho's Sports. I'm a lifelong horse racing fan and handicapper, born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. And today's show, we're going to cover the recent morning workouts and training updates of our Kentucky Derby 151 contenders. Then we're going to have an updated shakeup in the top 5 list. I'll also have Kentucky Derby collectibles to give away, and you can enter very easily. Doesn't cost you anything. Free and easy to do. First thing is subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. There's a special prize for that. Next, for this particular video, tell me from which horse you haven't had at least the most exposure to, or you'd like to know more about. Maybe a horse that's maybe not quite on the radar, maybe you didn't get to see as much. Like and share the video when you're in. So I've basically been watching these morning show works. I suggest you do too. They're fun to watch, and you get a look at the horses as they run around the track, getting used to it in the morning. It's kind of cool. I got the freshest update I watched this morning. Cole Battle worked four furlongs in 47.80, and I'm warming up to the hard-working colt. I was kind of on him, off him, wishy-washy, and then he didn't win the Arkansas Derby, so people are probably going to be like, well, that was his peak. He went all the way to that far, and that's it. Well, the same trail was taken basically by Mystic Dan, who's a similar horse, similar style. He was third in the Arkansas Derby the same way. He won the Southwest, although he didn't race in the Rebel. Same basic pressing style, not a closer, but when they hit the stretch, they are right on the lead, and then they have that burst. Like he moved a little bit too early in the Arkansas Derby, and so he didn't have that burst in the right time, so he got beat. So it's kind of a timing thing with him. I'm not saying he's definitely a contender to win the race, but he's really going to be a hard look into my exotics, and he's going to be great value. He's going to go overlooked. So let's move on. Jump out to California, because there's obviously the high-level contenders there. They're still working. I heard journalism's supposed to arrive today or tomorrow. Bob Baffert worked 2-year-old champion Citizen Bull the other day at Santa Anita, 6 furlongs handily. Not atypical for him, but the big difference that you want to make note of is he removed the blinkers and then placed Bull well back of a target and had him in chase mode. So not saying that's like a change in strategy or anything, but it is probably at least to better prepare him for like what happened to him in the Santa Anita Derby, where he didn't get the lead and he just kind of got rattled and then fell apart down the stretch. So Rodriguez also worked Easter Sunday, 5 furlongs in 1 minute .40. That was 10th of 59 works that day. Solid drill. He looks ready to travel. Is he ready to handle 150,000 screaming fans? Because he can be a little precocious. He can be a little high strung. So that walk out to the to the paddock, through the paddock with all that fanfare is going to be a tough call. He's going to need a lot of paddock schooling. So I'm sure he'll get that from Bob Baffert. Okay, it's giveaway time. I threw all the names that commented on the top 10 video a few back, and we're going to spin the wheel not once, but twice. So DJ, spin it. Journalism also worked 4 furlongs, 47 flat for Mike McCarthy, describing it as a maintenance work. And if that's the case, yeesh, because he looked really good. He looked really fast doing just a maintenance drill. First time on the track, I believe, since the Santa Anita Derby win. He looked very fresh. All systems go for the Kentucky Derby favorite. So I spoke about in a previous video the work from Final Gambit from the Brad Cox barn. But we're going to recap that for those who didn't get to see the video. And in the process of getting his feet wet, getting used to the dirt and everything, he drilled 5 furlongs in 1 minute point 8. Very familiar, really looked good going across the dirt. It was his second work, so turning hard, galloped out well, already creating a lot of buzz, which is not good for us in the know handicappers who think that Final Gambit is some kind of sneaky horse that nobody knows about yet, because like Brad Cox is a pretty familiar face around Churchill Downs. So any horse he has in this Kentucky Derby is not going to go unnoticed. But hopefully we can get some good up there odds in the 20s on him. Sovereignty also worked 5 furlongs by himself, 1 minute and 0.60. He looked very smooth traveling over the Churchill Downs surface. I love the stride. He's already on my short list for a top selection. He's right on schedule. Not only did he race at Churchill Downs last fall, if you weren't aware, but he really accelerated down the stretch when he won the Street Sense Stakes. So Sovereignty, obviously high on a lot of people's list, mine as well. Another one moving up the ladder, so to speak, is Burnham Square. Very lively for his morning work the other day. He really wanted to take off running, but this was just going to be a maintenance work for Ian Wilkes. So they finally got him settled in nicely. He traveled really well over the surface. He went 5 furlongs in 49.40. And Brian Hernandez is the jockey. He already has that experience going, hitting that inside rail trip. So I don't know if that's Burnham Square, but I do have a hot take on Burnham Square that I noticed. So stick around for the end on that when we go over the top 5. Sandman had a work last Tuesday, who's also creating a lot of buzz. Everybody in the big picture with all the Metallica gear on. So he worked last Tuesday going 4 furlongs in 49.60. That's fine. I like the way his stride looked. He looked so smooth, galloped out very strong. Jose commented that he didn't even take a deep breath after he pulled him up after that strong work. Tapit colt, strong stamina, and he's moving up the list too. And then that brings us to East Avenue. 4 furlongs and 47.60, kind of a maintenance work. Trainer Brendan Walsh. He will drill one more good time, I think, that's what they said. But I thought it was just fine. It was the most recent prep was April 5th. So I'm not overly impressed so far with East Avenue, but he is what he is. And then you got Tisttastic and Publisher. I thought Tisttastic looked good in this work, going 5 furlongs, 59.60. He galloped out 6 furlongs in 111.80. Rosario was aboard, and I think that's his last big work. Publisher went with him in tandem, similar time. They're work buddies. They do this all the time. Don't read into it that Publisher was ahead of him or he beat him on the drill. That's the way they do it every time. Tisttastic just follows. But when they galloped out, he always pulls even by the finish line, and the gallop out he passes. So that's kind of like their MO, so to speak. So those were the main works that I've seen so far that were sort of impressive and significant as far as the top contenders go. Quick take on a couple of horses. Flying Mohawk, who was second in the Jeff Ruby. The horse, I feel like, is a pure turf horse. He's probably going to be a lot of stakes races later on in the season on turf. But if it's an off track, if it's a real slog fest on Saturday, give a look to a bomb Flying Mohawk, who's going to be probably in the 70s to 1 or more as a possible trifecta crasher or something like that. So we're going to wrap things up with the updated top 5. I have moved Cole Battle back into the top 10. He gets an honorable mention. I would definitely be looking at him more in exotics, as long as he draws a decent post position. And we'll know all that next Saturday. So be on the lookout. So coming in at number 5 is the Sandman. Made a big leap for me. He barely made the top 10 in my last video. But the more I watch him, for one, I really love that stride in his work. He just really strides out well. Two, I love that gray. And three, I love Jose. Jose Ortiz is so good. It seems like these two guys are kind of a good pair of horse and jockey, patience, tactical, and just looking good. So number four, I'm going to bring up Burnham Square. Uh, and this is my take on him. He reminds me of the 2007 Street Sense. If you remember that colt that won the Kentucky Derby, that was one of my better calls. I was on that horse like from the very beginning of the week, or maybe even longer than that. But he was a 2-year-old champion. He kind of went unnoticed after he lost the Bluegrass, but that was the only difference. Burnham Square got up at the wire, and Street Sense was actually forwardly placed a little more, and he got nailed at the wire. So obviously not as decorated as Street Sense coming into the Derby, but Burnham, it's the same kind of patient conditioning first training that Carl Nafsker passed along to Ian Wilkes, who he mentored, and those two Bluegrass stakes, they like to come from way back like that. So I think that that's a good one to be looking at closely. And the top three remain the same. Rodriguez at three, I think Sovereignty at two, Journalism at one. That's kind of where I have it for today. Stay tuned in and turned on for more content. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you soon.